In this video, I want to deep dive into one of the most popular low and medium content book niches on Amazon. I'm going to share a niche that no one is talking about. Plus, I will show you a brand new tool that will allow you to get into this niche and publish your very own series of books. This is going to be a jam-packed video, so I really do hope that you enjoy it. Hi, I'm Caroline. If you have stumbled across my channel today, welcome. I share videos every single week all about self-publishing books, and you're watching one of them right now. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me here. In my last video, I shared 10 of the most popular low or medium content books selling on Amazon. And what I found when I made that video was that quite a few of them were educational workbooks. Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't actually surprised at that. I am well aware of the popularity of educational workbooks, and they are one of my favorite niches on Amazon. I have shared quite a few videos about these types of books, and so I wanted to go even further into this niche because there are so many smaller sub-niches that are really worth exploring. One of the reasons that I do like educational workbooks is that they aren't typically very easy books to make if you don't have access to specialized tools to help you create them. I have shared many videos across my channel now about some of the different types of educational workbooks that you can create and publish, as well as the tools that you will need to help you do that. And because they aren't very easy to make, these niches tend to not be as competitive as some other popular niches out there where it is very easy to create books in. I love finding niches that are in demand with Amazon's customers, but they aren't overly competitive and full of other publishers. So let's take a quick look at the educational workbook niche overall. Then I'm going to be sharing a sub niche that we haven't explored yet in any of my previous videos. So this one is going to be totally new for us to look at. And then I'm going to show you a way that you can create these exact books for yourself. In my last video, I did mention that I have a brand new tool to share with you. So in this video, I will share that tool and the niche that it has been designed for because it is now available, and I'll go through all the details of it, the pricing, what's included, as well as some exclusive bonuses that you'll get from me. If you would rather skip the niche research part of this video that's coming up shortly and just scroll to the end of the video where I show you the tool, then please do that. Go ahead. I don't mind. The link to this tool is down in the description box below if you do want to go and get some more information about it. This new tool is going to be great for you if you have been wanting to start publishing books in the educational workbook niche, specifically the math workbook niche, or if you do already publish books that are related to education and maths and you want to add a new math problem or a new subject to your current series. The tool has some really generous discounts because it is brand new and newly launched, but I'll get into all that a little later in the video. And for now, let's do some niche research. Let's look at the education workbook niche. Education workbooks span across so many different subjects, from writing to maths to phonics to scissor skills, and that's just naming a few. In my last video, one of the top 10 most popular low content books I shared was a scissor skills book. And so all I've done here is search for educational workbooks just to get an idea of the type of subjects, type of workbooks that are currently available in this niche. Straight away, we've got a maths workbook, addition and subtraction. Some of these books are sort of a variety of problems, so they might include many different types or many different subjects within it. This is a sight words book for learning. There's that scissor skills book, which was included in my top 10 of all low content books on Amazon. That was in my last video. We've got another maths workbook, a learn to write workbook, some more maths. Maths really are probably the most popular educational workbook that we see on Amazon. We've got some workbooks here around emotions, another learn to read and write workbook there, tracing shapes, so pencil control, learning to write, learning to use pens, words and spelling, some more maths workbooks around telling the time. And when we are doing niche research, there's a couple of things to keep an eye out for. One is BSR. So BSR is a bestseller rank, and a bestseller bestseller rank is a number given to every book in the Amazon store, and that number is used to determine the popularity of a book. So the lower the number, the better. The lower the number, the lower the bestseller rank of a book, the more it is selling. And when you're looking at a niche to decide if it is one that you would like to publish books in, you want to look for low bestseller ranks. And you want to look for at least a few books with a low BSR. If, for example, there is just one book with a low BSR and the rest of the books are all really high, it could indicate that there just isn't enough demand with Amazon's customers for it to be worth publishing a book in that niche. So ideally, you want to have a bunch of books with a low BSR. And this here is where we can see the bestseller rank. 362 is an extremely low bestseller rank, 1,553. So if you're doing some niche research and you're looking at these BSRs, this is the sort of thing that you want to see. You want to see that the majority of the books have a quite low BSR. Every now and then you might come across a book with higher bestseller ranks, but for the most part, you want to find a good chunk of the first page of search results to have books that have bestseller ranks that are quite low, because this is going to indicate that there is demand from the customers and that the customers are buying these books. Something else to take note of is reviews. You need to look at how many reviews the other books have, because this will indicate how much work you're going to have to do to build your book up to something similar, or to be able to reach those lower bestseller ranks that you want to get your book to. If every single book on the search results or on the first page of the search results has thousands upon thousands of reviews, then that means you are going to have to spend a lot of time generating your own reviews on your own book until customers feel comfortable choosing your book over all the others that show up in the search results, especially if all those other books have very good and very positive reviews. Reviews also help you see what customers are unhappy with all the existing books. Make sure to take time to read through the negative and the positive reviews of other books on Amazon, because you can use that negative feedback of other books to your advantage when you're creating and publishing your own book. And so in this search that we've done for educational workbooks, you can see there are a few books that have a huge amount of reviews, over 71,000 for that one. But then you also have some that don't have a lot of reviews. So we can see that customers are branching out and looking at and purchasing these other books that don't have tens of thousands of reviews. And so this is something that you can compete with. If every single book in the search results has something like this, 84,000 results, that would be incredibly hard to compete with. But having books with all different amounts of reviews is a very good sign. And it means that you can get your book onto the first page of search results without having thousands upon thousands of reviews. Now, this keyword phrase, or the search term of educational workbooks that I'm just looking at now, is just too broad. Ideally, you are going to want to publish books in a specific subject. So you want to start drilling down into this niche a little bit further. Let's look at math workbooks. Math workbooks are very popular with Amazon's customers, and you can create them for a huge range of different ages of people, right from kindergarten to even adults. So there's an opportunity to create a really substantial brand or series of books around the math workbook niche. Let's have a look at these math workbooks search results and the bestseller ranks. Are these books selling? Are they popular? And what type of math problems do they cover? So sometimes you're going to have the book being about a type of math problem, and sometimes they're just going to be about the age or the grade of the child. So for example, this one here is for 6th grade math, and there might be a variety of different problems within that book. Same with this one. This one's targeting adults, but it's going to have a variety of different problems in it to solve. So addition, subtraction, division, maybe time telling. This one is specifically for addition and subtraction. This one down here, 100 days of times tests, and that's purely for multiplication problems. And if we look at the bestseller ranks to determine whether books are selling in this niche, we can see that the bestseller ranks are quite low across most of the books that are showing up on the search results of the first page. So that one there's got 642. They would be selling a lot of books every month. The Humble Math brand, I've done a video about that particular brand before. They do extremely well. They have a lot of successful math educational workbooks on Amazon. And we continue looking down at these books that just have really great bestseller ranks. So this is a sub niche of the educational workbook niche that is very popular and is in demand with Amazon's customers, and Amazon's customers are buying a lot of these books. Now, if we keep looking at the type of subjects or the type of problems that these books cover, there's another one there that's covering fractions. There is another timed tests for additions and subtraction there. There's some time, money, and fractions. And so we can see here that we can drill down even further and get our niche even more targeted to specific types of maths problems. I have previous videos that I have shared where I deep dive into some of these really targeted sub niches. One of them is telling the time worksheets, there was counting worksheets, and there was measurement worksheets, to name a few. And now a niche that I want to share in this video that we have not looked at in any previous videos is fraction worksheets. Let's take a look what is currently available on Amazon for this specific type of math problem. Now, before we do look at these books, they're not all going to be from self-publishers. Some of these books are going to be from traditional publishers, but it is still worth looking at them because regardless of whether a book is self-published or not, this is your competition. This is what Amazon's customers are currently buying. And so we want to see what these books are doing, what type of problems they have, what type of strategies are they using to sell their books, regardless of how it's published. And Amazon's customers don't care whether a book is self-published or not. We need to look at every book that's available to help us determine whether this niche is viable, whether it's a popular niche with Amazon's customers, and whether we even want to create books for it. And so the first one that I pulled up here is School Zone, and this is combined. It's got time, money, and fractions in it, but it is a book aimed at ages 6 to 8, and it is quite a small book. It's only got 32 pages, but even so, it is a very popular book in Amazon. It's got a bestseller rank of 2,585, which if we pop that into an Amazon book sales calculator would estimate that that book is selling over 1,000 copies per month. And although we can't see the inside of this book, there's a couple of images that show the page. This is the one specific for fractions, just showing you how it's laid out. There are many different ways that you can lay out a fraction problem, and the type of problem that you would use would usually depend on the age of the child. This one is aimed at younger kids, so generally younger kids are going to have fun images, big images, and maybe even some nice fun creative fonts. The next book that I came across is the Fractions Essentials workbook. So this one is specifically for fractions, decimals, and percentages, and this one doesn't really specify what age of person that it is for. So let's have a look inside and we'll see if we can determine who this book would be for. I feel like it looks quite serious, so it would be most likely for older kids, maybe even adults. It's definitely not for young children. So it gives a bit of an example, first of all, of how fractions work, and then goes into the actual exercises where the person can complete each page. And this one is currently sitting with a bestseller rank of 20,389, which means they could be selling a good couple hundred of books every single month with a workbook purely about fractions. The next one that I came across is the Humble Math 100 Days of Decimals, Percentages, Percents, and Fractions. And again, this is a brand that I have featured in videos before. They have a really, really good series of books that have been set up and are really successful across Amazon. We can see this one has over 2,500 ratings and a bestseller rank of 7,371. So selling close to 500 books a month. And although down here it does say that it's for preschool to kindergarten, I don't think it would be because it looks quite advanced. It's definitely not for kindy-aged kids, so that may have been a mistake on their part when they uploaded the book. But this is what the inside of their books look like, showing all different ways to learn fractions and percentages. And here it's showing the 30-day revenue over $5,000. So a fantastic book for this very, very targeted sub-niche of the math workbook niche overall. And another one to look at here is the Kumon Grade 4 Decimals and Fractions. This book specifically for decimals and fractions, again, has some great ratings on Amazon and a bestseller rank of 12,338, which means this book's selling a good few hundred copies every single month. And so as part of our niche research, looking at these other books that are currently selling is the best way to see if these books are in demand with Amazon's customers, which we can see by looking at just these few that yes, this subject is in demand with Amazon's customers. They are buying these books. And so we can now move on to the next step of creating books of our very own to get into this niche. Okay, on to the fun stuff, and I'll show you this new tool because actually making the books is the fun part, or I think so anyway, and hopefully it is for you too. If it's not, if you don't enjoy the bookmaking process, the good thing is that these tools make it very easy and quick to do, so you can spend more time doing those things that you actually enjoy doing. The tool is called Fraction Worksheets Generator, and this tool will help you create fraction problems. You can create books that are purely just fraction problems, like the few that we just looked at, or you can create a book that has a few different types of math problems and you just want to include fractions as part of your book. These are some of the examples of the type of pages, the types of problems you can create with this software. And as we looked at some of those books earlier, some are going to be targeted to younger children in the early stages of school. Some are going to be aimed at older kids, maybe even adults, depending on who your target audience is. And you can see we can do both. We can do these fun image-based math problems, or we can do these more serious ones where you're not going to be using images, you're just giving the math problem and it's a more advanced problem. You can provide fraction problems using the pie image or just using numbers. And the interface of this software is very easy to use. If you have purchased any of the previous math educational workbook tools before, it is laid out exactly the same with the huge amount of formatting options, the very easy one-click button to add these math problems to your page, and just the very easy way that you can organize your pages. You can basically use the tool to create your whole book and export it from here, and you will have a PDF file ready to upload into your Amazon account and have for sale without having to do any extra editing or formatting if you don't want to. Okay, I want to go over the pricing. If you are watching this video during the launch of this tool, which is the 25th of March to the end of the 28th of March 2024, then there are some very big discounts which I'll go through now. Then I'll share what the pricing will be normally after this discount launch pricing will end. I'll also go over what exclusive bonuses you'll get from me if you do use my link down in the description box below to buy the tool. The link to it is down in the description box below. You can click that link right now if you want, and it will take you to a page where you'll get even more information about it than what I've shared here. There are a couple of upgrades on the software that you can purchase if you want extra features, so I'll let you know what those extra features and what those upgrades are, so you can decide beforehand whether you think that you will want or need them or not. So the Fractions Worksheets Generator software comes with sort of the front end product or the base product, and that is basically access to the software, to the tool, and that will let you create fractions practice books easily. You can create complete pages with multiple different problems in just a few clicks. You can add different modules that are going to help you create different ways of displaying that problem. You have access to the massive range of formatting options, and you can choose from different sizes of books based on what Amazon KDP will allow you to print. So you can create an 8.5 by 11 inch book, you can create a 6 by 9 inch book, or something different if that's what you want. And then once you have finished creating your book, you can download it in a PDF, a PNG, or a JPEG file. PDF is usually what you want to be able to download so that you can upload into your KDP account. That's what KDP likes, a PDF. And the pricing for the tool during the launch period is $47. From there, you can upgrade to the Pro version, and what that is going to give you is going to give you unlimited downloads per month. You can make as many books, as many pages as you want per month, and you can download as a PowerPoint document. PowerPoint is very helpful if you want to create a book that has a variety of different maths subjects or different subjects in general, and you want to create multiple problems and then merge them all into one file. PowerPoint's one of the easiest ways to do that. And so if you want to be able to access the PowerPoint file download option, then you will need to get the Pro version. You get access to more color options if you do want to create color books, or if you want to create printables or even just digital downloads. The Pro version also allows you to upload your own images and your own icons to use within your pages and within your books. Something that I think is very important, because one of the biggest things you want when you're creating your books on Amazon is to create your book as unique as you possibly can. And one way to be able to do that is by using your very own images and your own icons. So if you do want to do that, you will need the Pro version. There are lots more extra features that I haven't gone through in this video. Those are just the ones that I personally think are the most useful and the ones that I think you guys might be more interested in. The Pro version, if you want to get that during the launch period, will be an additional $67. The next version of the software that you can purchase is the Premium version, and this is going to give you access to a heap more modules of the different ways that you can display or show these fraction problems. So for example, you can create comparing fractions, ordering fractions, equivalent fractions, reducing or simplifying fractions, rounding fractions, binding fractions, and there's a heap more in there. So depending on how intricate you want to get with these problems, if these are the types of problems you want to include in your book, then you will need to get the Premium version of the software. So if you did want to add this, the Premium version during the launch period would be an additional $197. And then there is one last upgrade that you can get access to if you want, which is the Elite version. The Elite version of the software will give you access to over 500 illustrations and over 500 icons that you can use in your books. So if you don't have access to any kind of stock images, or you don't know where to get stock images, or you just want the ease of getting them already included in the software, you can include the Elite version, which will give you access to illustrations and icons. So if you do want to get the Elite version, that would be during the launch period an additional $67. I think it's always good to go out and outsource your very own images, because then there's no chance, or there's a much less chance of you using the same images as somebody else in their book. But that option is there for you if you need or if you want it. Now, what are the bonuses? Firstly, I do just want to mention that these bonuses are exclusive to this tool and you cannot purchase them anywhere. The only way to get these products that I'm about to go through is by purchasing the Fractions Worksheets generator, and by specifically using the link down in the description box below this video, and by purchasing during the launch period, which again is the 25th of March to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 28th of March 2024. Once that launch period ends, these bonuses will no longer be available. So you will get a keyword list specific to the math education workbook niche to use in your KDP listing and your Amazon ads. You will get a set of A+ content templates to create really beautiful, really eye-catching A+ content to showcase your book. And you'll also get an Amazon ads ebook that gives you the ins and outs of using Amazon ads and how to use them to boost your book sales. If you think that this is a niche that you definitely want to publish books in, use those links down in the description and you can go get more information about it if you need it. You can purchase the tool, and you'll also get some extra cool bonuses that are exclusive to this tool and to this launch period. You can't get these anywhere or get them any other way than buying the Fractions Worksheets generator. I hope you enjoyed that deep dive into the educational workbook niche and that little bit of niche research I did, and specifically the math workbook niche. And I also hope that you are excited to explore these sub niches even further and hopefully start publishing your own books and your own series very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.